so far, but this is just the beginning. Well, there we go, excitement plus. I've had a huge feed over there at that point there, that cape, and not exactly sure when the tide is changed, because according to that device it says 8 o'clock, but also looking at the arrows of tidal flow, it's actually turned about 20 minutes ago, so I'm going to give it a go. It's about the right time. Slack hit lasts about 20 minutes, they reckon. So, by the way, it certainly looks pretty mild at the moment. At least it means I can find a mooring and get settled for the night before dark, which is the main thing. Because if I went through at 8, it might be a bit difficult to find somewhere to stay the night. This way I've got more options. Certainly looks tranquil. And French Pass. Obviously a French Pass is named after a Frenchman. That would be the man Jules Sébastien César Dumont de Ville. And him and his boat, the Astronaut, he actually visited New Zealand 3 times. First time in 1824, second time in 1827, the third and final time in 1840. Now in 1827 he managed to sail through this pass. Here's a painting of it. I mean, what a feat. I've read other accounts where it took him quite some time. He spent like a week or 2 inside the current basin, and they had to replace or relay their anchor every day, a couple of times a day sometimes. So they basically, the crew spent the whole time rowing out, putting out an anchor, and then hauling onto it, and then replacing the anchor with the second one and hauling it out. And they did that over and over again. They approached and they anchored on the sandbar here, and waiting for an opportune moment to go. And they finally did it, and they ploughed through, as this picture shows. But they managed to hit the reef twice, and it was only really through good fortune that they made it through. But they did prove that D'Urville was an island, so they named it after him. Wonderful guy. Wonderful stories too. Look into them if you can. And as far as the Maori history goes, the little that I know about it is it's to do with Kupe. Kupe was a Maori navigator who found the Cook Strait in his canoe at some point. He did lots of things, but he got attacked by a giant octopus, and in the furious battle, the coast was all gouged out to make all the convoluted shapes that make up the sounds. But he also had a loyal shag, and he led the man Kupe to the French Pass Passage, and while exploring the area on his behalf, he had a huge wingspan and the sacred bird with the eye of the ancestor and an insight into ancient knowledge type thing. But while he was testing it, he got caught in the tidal rip and broke his wing and drowned. And the broken reef attached to the end is actually where the giant bird, the king shag, was turned to stone. And that's what that light there's sitting on, are the bones. More great stories. Yeah, well, that looks reassuring. There's another yacht coming. So he clearly knows the time as well. It all looks fairly calm in here, so this is good. Shit, yeah, flipping beautiful. Beautiful. Couldn't be a better crossing. And I've just been reading up on it, and the tidal flows can reach 8 knots or 4 metres a second through here. And apparently it's strong enough to stun fish. And I've been stunned occasionally. Stunned fish. Yeah! Wait, there's more yachts coming out. There's 2 yachts. In fact, you could almost say that that puts me ahead for getting the first mooring buoy. Not that I need one, but they'll be thinking what I'm thinking and going through to Catherine Cove probably, maybe. It's possible. Well, I made it through the night. I'm at the entrance to Pelorus. This is Pelorus. And according to the chart, there's a whirlpool here. And it certainly looks like it. There's a lot of bird action. But look at this stuff. Welcome to Cook Strait, land of the whirlpool. One should really have a line in, I suppose, but I just thought I'd get this out to show you what a whirlpool looks like. Crazy stuff.
So if the music stops, if the people start to shout, fear becomes the only currency.
crazy, eh? There's all these little stand-up waves. This will be a wind against tide thing. Tide's coming this way, and the wind's coming this way. And they're making all the water stand. Surprised if I get a little bit of a slapping from a wave in a minute. Looking good though, we're doing 6.8 knots and we're going to be there at 1 o'clock, which is great timing. Well, you know, if things go according to plan. The ARS is working. This camera away before it gets wet, eh? Well, we're over halfway and we're still doing 6.5 to 7 knots, despite the fact that we have tide going against us right there. Don't know if you can see that. Got about 0.37 knots against us and we're still doing 6.5. We're doing beautifully, which is pretty radical though. Oh, you gotta love it, eh? So we're looking at getting there at about 1 at the moment. 14.3 to go. I'm just casually hiding in the corner here because every now and then you do get the old dump of water on the deck washing down the sides. Feeling fairly comfortable so far. I'm glad I've got as far as I have before now, so that you know, the sooner we get there, the sooner we can get out. But the problem is the tide, because the tide is
Thank you very much to our guests Fiona Wall and Arnie O'Neill.
It's going to be low when I get there, so I've got 6 hours to wait for it to get up even more. Unless I went in on a falling tide, I'll have to do the maths in a minute. And I'm not sure what the current situation is and how strong the current is as to whether Toronto can push into it. Whoa! Oh, you gotta love it. Autopilot. Yeah, I think that the idea is really set it up so you don't have to do much, which is why I started out this morning with the reefed main, because I didn't want to have to reef it in conditions like this. So I knew it would get like this, so I started out reefed. Wasn't ideal for the first hour or so, but it certainly made life a lot easier. I've also furled in the mainsail, not the mainsail, the foresail quite a bit, just to try and stop it flapping, because it's not ideal, that foresail. It's a bit of a light wind sail, so I'm only using a very small bit of it. The sea stayed in Cook Strait, eh? She's pretty wild stuff. It's all wind against current, I think.